This is what to expect from Marvel in 2025.
Although some of the biggest releases on the Marvel horizon
We already
are
know.
far away from now, like the two-part multiverse.
We got Doctor Doom,
Avengers Doomsday, and Avengers Secret Wars.
Secret
There's
Wars.
still plenty for fans
Blade.
to keep them occupied in 2025. From major
Ironheart.
film releases like Captain America: Brave New World and the Fantastic Four: First
Fantastic
Steps,
Four,
new
Pedro
Disney Plus
Pascal.
series like Daredevil, Born Again,
Daredevil.
or Marvel Zombies, and plenty of new comics.
I don't know
to
about
choose
Marvel
from. There's
Zombies.
more than enough media for
Thunderbolts,
Marvel maniacs to sink their teeth into.
Spider-Man,
To make sure you don't miss any of it, here's a breakdown of every
Marvel
you
Rivals.
know is coming
Gotta
from
play
Marvel in 2025.
That's it.
Are you ready?
Oof.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm the
What a
Wolverine.
freaking great movie, dude.
2024 was a smaller year for Marvel at the movies than usual, with Deadpool and Wolverine being the only MCU film
The
released
top
theatrically.
movie.
Suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland.
There were other offerings from
Venom, The Last Dance.
The Last Dance, and
That
Kraven
was a good
the
one,
Hunter,
too.
But the MCU let
Haven't
the
seen
word of
Kraven yet.
mouth carry the flag in theaters.
Oh, yeah.
Let's give the people what they came for.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's all set to change in 2025.
Thunderbolts.
With 3 new films coming that are sure to shake up
Captain
the MCU
America,
in
Brave
big
New
ways
World.
as the franchise rounds out Phase 5 and prepares to launch
And Fantastic
Phase 6.
You want me? Come and get me.
That's gonna be a hell of a fight. I don't know.
First up is Captain America: Brave New World, releasing on February 14th.
February
The fourth
14th.
film in the Cap franchise and the first to star Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson in the title role, Brave New World is directed by Julius Ona and features Sam in an espionage thriller where he'll encounter President Hulk, or President Thaddeus Ross, now played by Harrison Ford, who will become the Red Hulk. The President Hulk, eventually. We also know that Giancarlo Esposito will be playing Sidewinder, the leader of the Serpent Society in the comics, and that Tim Blake Nelson will be reprising his role as the leader from 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
Oh,
Cast also
really?
includes Danny
Wow.
Joaquin Torres as the new Falcon, Carl Lumley as Isaiah Bradley, Shira Haas as Ruth
Okay.
Seraph, and Liv Tyler returning as Betty Ross.
Really? Wait,
Next is
so is Hulk gonna be in it? Anyway, Thunderbolts.
Yes, the asterisk is part of the title. Releasing on May 2nd, directed by Jake Schreier, this is a new franchise for the MCU, but will mostly feature characters fans are already familiar with.
Yes.
Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes,
Yep.
David Harbour as Red Guardian, Wyatt Russell as John Walker,
Yep.
Hannah John Kamen as the Ghost, and Olga
Okay.
Kurylenko as Taskmaster will be forming a team under Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Valentina
Oh, wow.
Allegra de la Fontaine. Louis Pullman is also reportedly set to make his MCU debut as the Sentry. And at least on paper, it
Really?
appears
The
to be a
Sentry?
far cry from the original comic series premise
Okay.
of supervillains disguising themselves as superheroes, especially since Daniel Bruhl's Baron Zemo is seemingly nowhere to be seen. But we'll find out what the MCU's take on the Thunderbolts is soon enough.
We are the Thunderbolts.
Can't call ourselves that.
Thank God.
The Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolts.
Lastly, Marvel fans everywhere
Fantastic
finally
Four.
get to see the first family join the MCU when the Fantastic Four First Steps releases on July 25th.
I'm ready to see this one. I
Directed
think
by
this one will be
WandaVision alum
all
Matt
right,
Shakman,
depending.
This
Bro, they've
reboot
messed
of
up like
Fantastic
3
Four
films.
franchise sees the eponymous team in a 1960s
Like,
retro
we've messed up
futurism-inspired
3
world
Fantastic
where
Fours.
they must
What are we
confront
doing?
the world-devouring space god known as Galactus. For the cast, we have Pedro Pascal as Mr.
Pedro.
Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, Eben Moss
Joseph
Backrack
Quinn.
as the Thing, Ralph Ineson as Galactus, Julia Garner as Shala Bal, who will
Okay.
be the Silver Surfer in this version, and
Oh.
Natasha Lyonne in an
Okay.
undisclosed role. We're also getting an appearance from robot assistant Herbie and hopefully a tease or cameo of Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom.
Maybe. They have to do the post credits, you know?
Same task.
Outside the MCU, although Sony had multiple 2025
Venom!
their Spider-Man spin-off universe,
Craven.
we don't have any
I haven't seen
upcoming films with set release dates just yet.
This is so not fair.
But there might be a good reason for that. While
No.
Venom: The Last Dance did tease cosmic comic
Did.
villain Null as a major figure going forward,
It teased
we
the crap out of it,
recently
then you never
reported that
saw him.
Sony might not have any interest in developing further live-action spin-offs and want to focus instead on the upcoming 4th Spider-Man film set in the MCU from director Daniel Destin Cretton.
Okay. Smart move. For sure.
As well, we're still in the dark as to when the 3rd film in the animated
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Verse trilogy, Beyond the Spider-Verse, will finally be released. But Hopefully we get an update on that sooner rather than later.
You want in?
You know Sony. They like to keep hush-hush, man. Marvel TV Avalanche.
Marvel has a full slate of television series headed
Really?
away in 2025 in both animation and live action. So make sure you hold on to your Disney Plus.
Yeah,
subscription
Ironheart
if you
is
don't wanna
supposed to
miss
be
anything. First up
coming.
is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
just watched
a
the
new
trailer for
animated
this one.
show
It looks pretty
premiering on
good.
January 29th. Set in an alternate timeline from the main MCU, it will feature Hudson Timms as a young Spider-Man who is mentored by Coleman Domingo as Norman Osborn. We don't know much about the story beyond that, but
Yeah, I
going
saw
by
this
the
one. It looks
concept
pretty
art
good.
we've seen, it will feature a wide cast of Spider-Man friends and foes, as well as appearances from other Marvel Universe characters, such as Doctor Strange, Nico Minoru of The Runaways, and Charlie Cox reprising his role as Daredevil.
Nice.
Daredevil.
Speaking of Daredevil, Marvel fans don't have to wait long
Daredevil
to see Cox
Born
return
Again.
as the character in live action with Daredevil Born Again, premiering on March 4th. A continuation of the Daredevil Netflix series, this show will see the return of not just Cox as Matt Murdock, but also Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk, Deborah
Awesome.
Ann Woll as Karen Page, Eldon Hansen as Foggy Nelson, John Barenthal as the Punisher,
Nice.
Wilson Bethel as Bullseye, and Islet Zurer as Fisk's wife Vanessa. We don't have too
Thanks.
many story details about the series, especially since the show went through a creative overhaul midway through shooting, but reportedly it will feature Fisk running for mayor of New York. We also know that the series has already been renewed for a season 2.
This is the one I saw for Ironheart like 4 years ago.
Ironheart, the spin-off series about Riri Williams, set to premiere on June 24th. Set after the character's debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Dominique Thorne returns as Ironheart, who finds herself in a tech versus magic confrontation with Anthony Ramos as Parker Robbins, aka The Hood. This show was shot all the way back in 2022, so it's been a long time coming, but it looks like we're finally getting
3
it
years
in
ago.
2025. Also, spinning off of the Black Panther franchise is Eyes of Wakanda, a
Eyes of
4-episode
Wakanda.
miniseries about the Hatut Zores, an elite group of Wakanda.
I hadn't heard nothing about
That
this one.
series will launch on August 6th. Rounding out the television for
Marvel Zombies.
4-episode animated
I probably won't
series,
watch that,
Marvel
to be
Zombies,
honest.
and the live-action series Wonder Man.
Wonder
Marvel
Man.
Zombies will premiere on October 3rd and takes place in the zombie reality depicted in the first season of What If. The series will feature many MCU cast members reprising their roles, such as Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, David Harbour as Red Guardian,
It was a good
Florence
Shang-Chi.
Pugh as Yelena Belova, Aquafina as Katie Chen, Haley
Nice.
Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, and
Okay.
Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan. Wonder Man, set to premiere in December 2025, will star Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Simon Williams, a superpowered actor who is a recurring member of the Avengers in the comics. Ben
Okay.
Kingsley will be returning as Trevor Slattery,
Of course
the
he
actor who played the fake Mandarin in Iron Man 3,
Pretty good guy.
and Demetrius
He's
Gross
funny,
is
though.
set to play the Grim Reaper, Simon's villainous brother.
Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything.
The one show that might premiere
Is that Nicolas
25
Cage?
and is also not coming from Marvel Studios is Spider Noir, the live-action Spider-Verse spin-off series from Sony Pictures Television.
Nice.
This series will feature
Alright.
Nicolas Cage reprising
It is
his
Nicolas
role as
Cage.
Spider-Man Noir and is currently
Nice.
filming.
Hey, fellas.
It doesn't have.
You never know if they're going to change it
The show
up.
is
You know what I mean?
finished on Time. It might be set up to premiere at some point in 2025 on MGM Plus. We might also see
X-Men
the second
97.
season of X-Men 97 since it's currently in production, but we don't know that for sure.
They keep talking about it, so they'll probably bring it back. Will there be any Marvel games?
Compared to the film and television slates,
Bro,
Marvel looks to
Marvel
have a
Rival.
clean year on the gaming
Marvel
front in
Rivals, bro, you're
2025,
fine.
barring any surprise
You got it.
reveals. Part of this is because, although several Marvel games have been announced, there have been
Marvel
few,
vs.
if any,
Capcom,
updates on
Infinite.
them in time since, so we don't know how far along they are. These include Motive Studios' Iron Man, Insomniac's Wolverine, Cliffhanger Games' Black Panther,
I didn't
and
know that.
Arcane's Blade.
Do that.
Just getting started.
We
Can't
also
wait.
know that we are not getting any story DLC for Spider-Man 2, so we'll have to wait and see when we get more news about Spider-Man 3. And the plans for the Venom spin-off game that we learned about from the Insomniac League late in 2023.
This is spoilers like a mother. I haven't even got to play it yet. Oh, it looks so good. Are you
One
kidding
game
me? I
that
gotta
is
play it.
tentatively set to release in 2025
This
is
one looks good.
Skydance New Media's Marvel 1943
Yeah.
Rise of Hydra. From producer and writer Amy Hennig of Uncharted fame, this single-player narrative-driven game will
This one
feature
looks good.
Captain America and the Azuri incarnation of Black Panther as playable characters, who have to work together to battle Hydra during World War II. This doesn't have a specific release date aside from its 2025 release window, so hopefully
Just
we'll learn something
don't mess it up, man. It looks so good.
Time for this. Neither do I.
As well, although NetEase's hero shooter Marvel Rivals is already
So
available,
good.
as a live service game, it will be receiving regular seasonal content updates throughout 2025.
You want
including
it.
New heroes, maps, and costumes.
You want it. It's so good. Biggest comics in 2025. All right.
Marvel's stacked lineup of 2025 movies and shows wasn't enough, they're also going big on the comic book front. Their big
Look at that.
focus for much of the year will be One World
Under Doom.
a major crossover that explores what happens when Dr. Doom becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme and declares himself Emperor of the entire world. Kicking off in February, the core One World Under Doom book is a 9-issue series from Fantastic Four writer Ryan North and Powers of 10 artist R.B. Silva. That series will show the Avengers regrouping and rallying to stop Doom, even as they grapple with the fact that a great many people in the Marvel Universe are happier living under Doom's rule. We'll also see this status quo play out in a number of other spin-off series and ongoing comics, including North's Fantastic Four, Joe Kelly's The Amazing Spider-Man, and many more. Marvel will also continue to bet big on the new Ultimate Universe in 2025. January will see the debut
Ultimate
of Chris Condon and
Wolverine.
Alessandro Cappuccio's Ultimate Wolverine.
That looks good.
Which takes its place alongside other ongoing Ultimate books like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, and The Ultimates. The Ultimate line will also experience its first major crossover event in summer 2025. There are other big storylines worth keeping an eye on as 2025 begins. Marvel is poised to launch All New Venom, a series that pairs the symbiote with a brand new host, even as Eddie Brock himself becomes the new Carnage.
Really?
Plenty
That's
of big
interesting.
developments in the X-Men line as Marvel continues to launch new titles as part of the From the Ashes storyline and builds towards a major crossover later in the year. And finally, Sam Wilson is getting a new monthly series tied to the release of
Nice.
Captain America
Okay.
Brave New World, where he'll once again be suiting up as Captain America, battling the Red Hulk. Those are the highlights that we know
Wasn't a
about
fan of that art style on that comic
Missed
book cover,
anything?
though.
Let us know down in the comments. And for all things Marvel, stay right here on IGN.
And me for reacting to it with you. What to expect from Marvel in 2025. That was a lot of information. Let your brain process that. Looks like it's going to be a good year. Hopefully.